I'm trying to figure out where this goes.
Advertising director Terry Taylor knows a thing or two about reaching audiences. For him, a popular social networking site became a new way to tell his stories.
Twitter is probably not the best medium for writing a novel, but it's the shiny new toy.
Taylor is writing his mystery novel 140 characters at a time.
I don't have it planned out, I didn't write it beforehand, which makes it fun. It's more visceral, it's more gritty, it's more real.
Taylor says he was inspired by the Iranian election riots in June. Protesters used Twitter to sidestep the Iranian government's media constraints, finding a captive international audience.
They got on Twitter and they told the world what was happening. And I thought, if you can tell a story like that, then you could write a novel on there.
For years, musicians have been posting songs online, hoping to find an audience and sometimes even a record deal. Now, some authors are using that model, tweeting their books for promotion. Aspiring writer Matt Stewart couldn't find a publisher for his book, The French Revolution. To create some buzz, he turned to Twitter.
My thinking was, I'll post these excerpts throughout the day. It will give people these little shots of literary joy throughout their lives.
While tweeting his entire book, Stewart landed a book deal.
People make decisions about buying a book. It's usually not the first time they've seen it. They used to they have to hear about it a few times. So I give them that kind of repetition of access to my style of writing. If they like it, they can learn more.
Are Twitter authors the modern-day Charles Dickens? The Victorian writer's enormous novels were published chapter by chapter in weekly newspapers. Literature professor Keith Leonard thinks not.
It's almost too short of a serialization to maintain the kind of interest and transportive power that other kinds of serialized writing can do.
But he believes that Twitter offers a unique interaction between reader and writer.
It is a more, interestingly more democratic, less hierarchical way of thinking about literature. It's not just literary people like me sitting in offices and writing reviews for big-name magazines that determine what's great literature. It's rather an audience of millions who check in as the novel is being developed and say, no, we don't really like that.
While Twitter literature probably won't spawn the next literary classic, Terry Taylor says he's having fun.
It's amazing fun to write this because it's like therapy, you know? It's like going to a movie 3 times a day.
Twitter writing, a midday literary break for some, a path to a book deal for others. Allie Weinberg, NBC News, Washington.